Welcome or welcome back, beautiful souls, to the channel. Today we're going to be jumping into the prediction for 2024, what this numerology for 2024 means, how it will affect you, as well as some really deep predictions, changes, shifts that are happening energetically with the collective. So I cannot wait to share with you guys some deep meanings for 2024. Before we get into this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, put notification bells so you don't miss a video. And there's a lot of things that are here to be offered to support you. So I will allow you to just go on the website, check it out, see where your heart leads you to, whether that's the one-on-one, whether that's trainings, whether that's plant medicine retreats, whatever that you feel will support you. My intention for you is to connect with the medicine of this nature, the nature that is provided on this earth plane, and to support you in your journey. So that's your vibe. If you love plant medicine, if you love moon energy updates, if you love shadow work, healing, all that stuff, or you are a space holder, then I highly suggest you subscribing and following along for more. Okay, let's get into this prediction video. Get yourself set up, relaxed. I'm gonna be pulling out cards today, but let's start with just sharing a little bit about 2024. So recap, last year. How was last year for you? Let me know down below what your year was like. What was your year number? If you don't know what your year number is, I have a full video on how to calculate your year number. Why this is important for 2024 is if you are able to understand what 2023, the main themes, maybe even just talking to you right now, you're like, these were the themes that happened. These were the major shifts that happened internally, externally in my life. Then jot those things down, because this is what's going to support you to be able to really receive the messages that this prediction is going to offer to you. Now, once you have your year number for 2023, you can then calculate your year number for 2024. Now, the year number, why it's so important, why numerology is so key, is because everything is energy, everything is coded, everything is energetically connected to a frequency, and numbers are highly connected to that. So you guys notice I do a lot of videos on angel numbers, numerology, all those things. If you're my OGs, you've been around since the beginning, you know that I did a lot of videos on those themes. Now, when we go into 2024, this is the year of abundance. This is the year of collective abundance. And I want to talk a little bit more about that. How we get the number 8, which is the infinitive abundant number. It means infinity, it means abundance, it means goodwill, is by adding 2024, so 2024. That gives us 8. Now that number 8, why it's so important is because this year is the opportunity for us collectively to understand the power of humanity, the power of connectivity, the power of community. This is a year where a lot of people, and I say people because we are redefining the definition of leadership. You know, before we would have someone such as, you know, a prime minister, a president, someone who's a leader in an organization. Those people would be people we look up to. The vision of leadership in 2024 is seeing it as a group of people. Now, where that comes into with 2024's prediction, there are going to be a lot of people starting to do conscious, connective land connection and communities. What that means is a lot of people are going to be coming together, starting to create the future of this new earth, is what people call it. I like to call it the evolution of earth itself, the evolution of humanity. And these spaces are going to be people that are literally in the forefront of the shadow and the healing. Now, our past years, as we've had 2-3 years for some of us staying at home, and also reintroducing ourselves to the real world outside of our personal lives, has been transformative. I will say that that was the biggest blessing for the collective, to be prepared for this 2024 year. Now, abundance as far as 8, let's go a little bit deeper into what this prediction will bring. 2024 is going to bring a lot of divine unionship, divine couples. And when we look at 8, 8 is the figure of infinity. It doesn't stop. You don't know where it stops. You don't know where it continues. It is a connection that is so unified with these beautiful waves. There is no end. There is no beginning. There is yin. There is yang. There is no divide. And that's what 2024 is bringing us. It's bringing us the abundance of humanity without divide, the abundance of love, the abundance of uproaring that and bringing that into the surface, up to the surface with love. And that is coming together in community. So the best way that you can really maximize working with the number 8 along with your life path number is actually tuning into how can I collectively connect with conscious connected people in my surroundings, in my communities, in this world to help support me on my purpose, in my relationships, in my growth, in my evolution, in my life. That is the best way that you can make 2024 your best and most productive year, because all light beings, all guides, all guardians are here to support you in that. And you know, that's the abundance. It's like, there's no questions asked. What you say will be created, which brings me to another thing to keep in mind for 2024. Your words are going to be instant manifestations. So because the frequency of 8 is bringing this deep instant manifestation, what that means is that your words, what you say, what you think, what you listen to in music, what you watch on TV is going to be the direct energy that creates your life even more so than it did before. And one thing to consider is, you know, really just, I like to call it spring cleaning. So I like to go into my music, I like to go into my TV, I like to go into all those things, and I just look at it and say, does this frequency match with where I'm going? Does this frequency match with my alignment? Is it making me feel lit up? And if the answer is no, is really creating those nurturing habits to let that go, to detach from that and ask yourself, what is the frequency of abundance in music? What is the frequency of abundance in my relationship? What is the frequency of abundance in my career, in my personal life, in my vitality, in my being, in my health? When you can do that, that's going to open up a portal within yourself to initiate yourself to create what you want to manifest. So this is a year of manifestation. 2024 is instant manifestation. It's instant expansion. It's instant collective new paradigms, meaning that new people are going to come with new information, as I like to call them, light messengers, people that are meant to come and hear and speak for the higher realms. Some examples of that is Gandhi, Jesus, you know, Mary Magdalene. There's so many different people that came here and were an ideology of consciousness. Now we're seeing that we all have that. Yes, you who's watching this. So you have that consciousness in you, and it's going to be so activated, which means that there will be a deeper collective awakening that will happen. And that awakening is going to be something that can be grasped on a human level, but on a soul level, on an energetic level. And we're going to see that ripple in the future as well. So going back, because I love to share so much, I'm like bouncing everywhere. Let's go back to talk about couples. So what that means is this is a year where a lot of people are going to have babies. Yes, this is the year that is very fertile in the energetics, which means that if you are someone who intentionally maybe is calling a baby spirit, this is a beautiful year for a lot of people having miracle babies. Now, these babies that are coming in and being born in 2024 have these deep gifts that are going to be part of the collective increase of energy, the collective higher vibration. Something to consider that I will share with you is, in order for us to be at a higher realm as a collective, as a family, you, me, everyone in our family, we just need 30 to 35% of this world to be at this higher frequency. So what this year is bringing is when we have someone that is in divine love, unconditional love, no means to an end, just love that is. And you bring a multitude of couples that are meant to bring and be a ceremony, a representation of what love can be in the future, what love will continue to harness for all those now and all those after. With that love creates this beautiful new energy, this evolving being that comes and becomes not only the walking, being of ancestors before them and their parents, but also to be a seed, to be an energy, to be a light being that is going to teach you as a parent, but also everyone that that being connects to. So it's very profound. It's amazing to see that. And for all those who are having children, or maybe you watch this and you're pregnant, or maybe that you're wanting to have a child, or maybe you've been conditioned and a lot of your journey has been about fertility, which I work a lot with women with fertility. If that's something that you're interested in and going into the path and connecting with the womb and, you know, having a conscious birth, a conscious, you know, pregnancy, you can email me down below and I can share more about that. But for the video, as far as 2024, this is a beautiful time where divine relationships will be created. With that creates celebration. So in 2024, a lot of beings will be getting married, connecting, engagement, going into that space, and it is going to be a witness. Those who witness it is going to receive a healing themselves from that. It is going to be profound. It might be just something that shifts something in you, some way in your being where is my heart closed off to the world? Where is my heart not believing that abundance is eternal, that life is eternal, that I am an eternal being? And that's going to shift your being in it's going to shift the way you see life. It's going to shift you from fear to life, to vitality, to healing. I keep saying vitality because that word keeps coming up every time I hear it. What vitality means is the ability for us to understand that this human body is filled with energetics that is eternal, right? When we look at the soul, a lot of tribes do believe this, that when we transition, we leave our body. If you're someone, and I believe every person who's watching this has had someone close to them or someone that they know that has passed away. If you have, let me know down below. Tune into what was created in that grieving, what happened, what was initiated in that awakening of grief. And the beautiful thing about emotions is in 2024, when we go through this big initiation, this dark night of the soul of that grief, we need to be also able and willing to meet that other end of unconditional love. So wouldn't it make sense that the abundance of being able to experience life in grief and into love and to all things in between, that really is your purpose to be here? So this is what we're going to understand. It's like understanding the really bigger picture of why we're here. The abundance equals life, abundance equals vitality, abundance equals being, your health, who you are. And for some of you, maybe you may find some news about health issues, and the abundance that happens there is for you to have the power to recode your health being, having things stop and pause for you to come back to self, to come back into deeper wholeness. And that's the blessing that 2024 is offering you on the deepest level. Now, when we go into abundance as well, I'm going to share a little bit about the shadow too, because I think that is something to share. You know, there is a lot of light that is happening in 2024, but there is a lot of shadow. And I always share this not to scare you, but also to bring more awareness to you. And the biggest thing about the shadow that's coming up here is finances, abundance, how much that is held above us as a pedestal. It's so easy when everything around us and all the old paradigms are telling us that economics is this way and we should be saving and there's this to be worried about and recession and all these words, right? These words are all pyramids of fear, pyramids of an old paradigm. And for those of you that are consciously doing the work, you have nothing to fear, because this year is teaching you a new way of being able to flow with abundance, whether that is physically, materialistically, whether that is being taken care of by the unseen, creator, spirit, God, whatever that you want to call it, you know, big daddy, universe, whatever you want to call it. That energy is going to be able to fully hold you. Now, to ask yourself, what part of you, maybe during the beginning of the year, probably the first 6 months, a lot of us are going to be stripped away from this old version of infinity, this old version of life, this old version of abundance. And it might feel very overwhelming. It might feel kind of uncomfortable. It will be, because it's stripping the band-aid of the old masculine paradigm of abundance, the wounded, should I say, abundance version of the idea of abundance. What is the wounded version of abundance, and where is 2024 supporting us? So the prediction in this aspect is that money is eternal. It is created. When we look at the womb, for example, right? Whether you decide to have children or not, your ancestral lineage continues to thrive in some way, some connection into this earth plane. So it is only confirmed that you yourself, your energy, your essence is going to eternally evolve and be recreated again and again and again, right? Same thing with money, same thing with abundance. Why don't we believe that money, that flow, that energy, that time, that vitality will be given to us again and again and again? Should we not attach to the wounded masculine that we should fear the energy of abundance? So anything that we fear of abundance will be uplifted, will be transmuted in 2024. An opportunity, free will, of course, we don't have to, but the opportunity for you to uprise it, bring it out from wherever it is living in your being, wherever it is holding above you, holding power above you, because that is not true. The voice inside of you that is defining by everything that is created in your reality, whether that is the fixation of your bank account, the fixation of who you are, the fixation of what you have created, that does not exist. It's not real. So the reality that is happening in 2024 is understanding, where am I so connected to the materialistic? Because the reality is that is not eternal, but you are. So you start to clear out everything that has made you think otherwise, anything that has coded you to think that this attachment to what is outside that doesn't exist, that you don't go to with your grave. You can't go with your money. You can't go with this house. You can't go with your job position, your degrees, and your traumas. Part of our life, and one of the biggest advice I got and learning is to have an abundant life, is to be prepared to also understand that when you have nothing and something, they equate as you are still whole. But when we start to code ourselves that when we don't have specific things and we are no longer the big word significant, that is where we are blocking ourselves from opening ourselves to the deepest abundance and the deepest opportunity that you have your power. So this is a year to focus on vitality. What does it mean to be an eternal soul? And in doing that, the more that you start to connect with that eternal soul, that power, that significance that you have, no matter the numbers in your bank account, no matter the position you have, no matter the shadows that you are uplifting, that you face every day, the triggers you go through, you are open to be held by that. And there is such a star family, which I'm going to go into a little bit more on the prediction. There is such a big amount of unseen guardians and beings that are here to support you. And the answer is, guys, that the shadow has lost. The collective shadow has lost. They know they have lost. So in 2024, the year is that the time has come. The people are here. We are all here to come together. We are all here to heal together. This is why it has become my responsibility to create more in-person creations. You know, my retreats, plant medicine, those things, these are great ways for you to start to open yourself with people that are going to be weaving with you. Because again, as we've lost some loved ones, it's grieving us to help us with our evolution. But on the other end, they are in another place, allowing themselves to let go of the human attachments and to do the earth work, the spirit work, to then come back to earth when they're ready. So many moving parts that are happening, right? But the biggest summary I can share with you is that asking yourself, where can I allow myself to connect to the eternal abundance that is within my being through love, through connection, through unionship, through friendships, through community? When you take unity, and everything is spelling, right? When you look calm, unity. Come to the unity of yourself. If you break it out, the energy of the word community means come to the union of self, come to the union of universe, come to the union of being, come to the union of connection. You are an extension of the universe, and that is the abundance. So when you start to tap into your eternal abundance, you give other people permission, even those that you are connected to that you don't even know you are connected to. You are connected to multiple souls that every time you do something, you are impacting their energy. So just imagine if a group of people were to come together, heal, connect, and tap into that vitality, tap into that energy, how much more this world would become that much more conscious and in that light. That's where we're going. And for the souls who are ready to stop talking about I, the shadow, it's about me, it's my problem, it's my issues, it's this. For the souls that are ready to let go of that, and the souls that are ready to come into we, this year is going to be so abundant. And again, every manifestation that you create consciously and subconsciously will be vastly moved into the human plane, in the human timeline. Again, remember that we also have to not detach from our reality. So the reality of the work is, what are the shadows you have around abundance? And how does that relate to the theme of your life path number? How does that relate to what is coming up for you, the energies, the season you're in as you're watching this video, right? As we're connecting. What is the season that you're in? What is coming up for you? And how does that relate to everything I've shared so far? Now let's talk a little bit more about 2024 as far as light beings and aliens. This is the year that we end up seeing more activity with the extraterrestrial beings. And if you are someone who has had an experience of a being, let me know down below, or an alien. They've been here, and a lot of them are actually coming back. Some of them are visiting, some of them are moving in, and others are allowing us to see them. And it's becoming more prevalent. So in 2024, one of the biggest things is more people are going to be speaking out loud about their experiences as far as being abducted by aliens, meeting aliens, connecting with them, channeling their messages, and just being aware of the different energies we have. This is highly connected with technology. Your phone, this device you're watching me on, is all connected by alien artificial energy. And when we look at that energy, a lot of our human beings, our human race has been using it and overusing it. And I think that a lot of them are here to teach us how to balance that energy, but there's also a big force that is here that's about to teach us where we've abused it as well. So again, I'm sharing this out of education. I'm sharing this out of to let you know that if you are someone that is having these experiences in the dream state, or maybe you experience it in conscious state or subconscious state, that is normal. And there's a lot that I want to share a lot more about the different types of light beings, the different types of aliens. If you'd like me to do a video on that, put an alien emoji down below and put a question that you have around light beings and aliens. But it's definitely going to be something that is coming for in this space, in this time, and we're ready for that, because this 8 energy, this abundance energy, this frequency of 2024 is really calling us to look at where are we calling in the unseen to support us, right? Now with that, we always have to be aware of, our energetic opening. And this is one of the things as a medicine woman, as someone who does share various medicines as a medicine carrier, and is working for medicines to help the collective, really making sure that we're not addicted to the higher realms, addicted to the experiences beyond, and not dividing reality to these unseen worlds. And we're going to see a bit of that, where there's going to be a need for more people learning more about how to create safe containers with energy healing. So just being aware, and I just feel called to share this, that it's coming through, but just being aware that you are sitting with people, if you do decide to have that experience, with people who are in integrity, that are in their heart, that are aware and know how to work with those energies. Like even myself working with these medicines, this is something that is really important to me, is creating those safe spaces and retreats. And I do have various retreats. You can check them out in my link down below if you want to apply. But this is something that is really potent is knowing that alien beings are going to be more communicative. You may even hear them, connect with them. You may even understand who your cosmic family is. They're going to be visiting you more. Every single one of us has, majority of us, let me say, there are some of us who are from different planets, different planes, right? And what's happening is a lot of our star families coming to visit, but also to integrate with us more on the earth plane. And they're here to help us. They're here to connect us with other community. They're here to bring us to our star family, our soul family on the light energy realm. And these might be people, these most likely will be people who are creating these conscious lands that are connecting us with these beautiful spaces and really calling us to say, hey, we're here to safely be here. Now, another thing to consider as well is, you know, I talked about the other energies, the darker energies that don't want us to be in that light, right? And they are in the space of losing. They're understanding that so many people are awakening, it's hard for them to even keep track. And with that, with this 2024 prediction, is understanding that we as a human, no matter how much is being thrown, no matter how many restrictions, I say that and I'll let your mind go where it needs to, but no matter how many restrictions they put on us, knowing that the people win, that the people of collectiveness win, that us as a community win. So don't allow yourself, again, like I shared, feed into the fear. Know that there is a lot of beings. You're not doing this alone. For us to think we're on this life path alone, even when you're alone, your human is alone, you are not fully alone. There is so much that is here. And even as I'm speaking to you, there's so much that's in this space. So know and be open to that. Don't be scared of it either. Because again, when we put that fear in there, there's nothing to be scared of if we truly surrender to the believing that we are fully guided and held and protected. And I'm not talking about just saying that because we fear it and we want to say it because we're scared of what if we're not, because that's not actually trusting. So we're understanding the abundance of trust, the amount of infinitive support that we have. And you may even, a lot of you may even receive a new guide. Maybe another guide will be more present. Maybe an alien will support you. The alien race will support us all. But maybe there's a specific one that a lot of us are being called to channel their consciousness for the collective, kind of being, I guess you can say, reporters for them, being a vessel for them, for the light beings, for the world, for the collectiveness, for this consciousness. And it's just mind-blowing to see. So this is a huge part that's going to happen in 2024. I want to touch back on as the last part about finances and whatnot about that, because abundance is coming, infinity is coming. And again, for those of you who are coming from a space of just doing the thing and showing up and then living this conscious life and doing this work on here or being on my videos or other people's videos, that separation's about to have a tower moment. You need to know that you have to life in healing. You have to life in light work. You need to life with everything. I was telling my students about that. When we separate life to the work and the who we are becoming, we don't actually become that version. That new version of us doesn't feel safe. We then create a mask of false reality, false abundance, false life. And that's going to be completely shattered in this 2024 to free you. This is a year of freeing you to life, freeing you to abundance, freeing you to vitality, freeing your human so you don't have to hold the weight of the world. Because now you know that there's a community in the seen and unseen to support you on a deeper level. So there's so much I want to share with that, but let's end this video with some card pulls. Let me know how you're feeling. I know for sure it will support you to watch this video more than once, because there's so much medicine in here that it's going to take you some time to just like hit it, you know, like connect with it all. So let's see what Spirit has for 2024. We're doing the ancestral deck for those of you who are questioning or asking, not questioning, but asking what it is. This is one of my favorite decks. If you've been here for a while, you know that I use this one quite a lot. We have 3 cards that are coming out. Let's see if we can get more. If Spirit permits, of course. Ooh, it permitted for us. Okay, so we have 3 cards that came out. Let's start with these. So we have Shift Perception. Shift your perception this year is all about shifting your perception of what life and abundance is all about. It's about throwing the old paradigm of the wounded masculine world that we live in, because everything of that is losing. It's no longer awarding us, right? Those of you who are working on the basis of the results, that doesn't last anymore, that doesn't exist anymore, that doesn't matter anymore, it's not fulfilling. So now you're shifting into shift your perception of what life could be in this new paradigm based on your life path number and everything I shared here. Arrow, surround yourself with protective energy. Like I shared, there's going to be a lot of activity on this world. There's going to be a lot of energy that's going to occur as far as human-made and non-human-made. What I mean by that is these light beings and these aliens, some of them are consciously made from divine, and some of them are made by other forces. Some of them are made by humans and given consciousness. And with that, the arrow is just asking you to protect your energy. So this is a great time to just simple, easy, I always say keep things simple. Smudging is going to be amazing. Smudge your space, cleanse your space. Ask yourself, is this energy mine or is this someone else's? If maybe you connect with someone and you're taking on their emotions, right? It's understanding that we have to be energetically responsible this year, and with great power comes responsibility. The same thing, right? With that abundance that we're stepping into, we need to be able to be grounded and holding ourselves in that, right? We can't ask for something and then be scared when spirit tests us. That contradicts, right? And why would you question it if you have all this support that is here to help you out? You have the druid, that means hold space. Don't forget to hold space for yourself in the midst of everything. Sometimes we think of everyone else but ourselves. The druid is here just holding space. He's quiet. He's not saying much, but there's a difference. And I always share with people, and a lot of people sometimes get triggered by my space holding because I'm really big about holding space. It's about understanding that I'm not taking the power from people, right? I'm up-leveling them in my healings. And how that relates to you is that where are you stepping into empowering yourself, or giving your power away, or giving your abundance away, giving your energy away, right? So I want to pull another card because I'm just feeling like there's more that's here before we end this video. There's one, I want to just talk about Druid. Sorry, that was a whole bunch of decks, but one of them fell out that I want to talk about. Okay, Spirit. Okay, so we have two cards that came out. We have Eagle Spirit. So for those of you who resonate with the eagle, connect with the eagle, tune up the ears, I like to say. This 2024 prediction is teaching us that see the higher perspective. Don't see small, see bigger. It's an awakening of seeing something. You may go back to something you need to heal or need to understand around all the themes I talked about in this video, but because you're in a different space in your life, you can now fully grasp it in a deeper way, in a new way, right? And that is because the higher perspective also represents Father Sky, represents other dimensions, represents other light energy, consciousness, Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it, Father Sky consciousness, connecting to the higher realms of the unseen. The fires ignite in passion. So I love this card because we are talking about fiery energy, and I want to just share something that came up is we have the 888 portal that happens every year in August. This is the year of 8 happening on the 888 portal. It's going to be that much more potent. So mark in your calendars in August for the 888 portal, the abundance time. Leo specifically energy is going to be very much activated during 2024. Now it says ignite your passions. This is the year for you to start being creative. It's the year to fill in your vitality. That might be dancing. That might be being the artist you want it to be, drawing, singing, whatever it is. I know for me, I definitely resonate with that. So this is talking about see the bigger perspective of what life is actually about. And when you can allow yourself to step and fully be engulfed in the feminine energy, which is creativity, which is life force energy, you can understand what lights you up, right? This could be something that you've let go of because you've been fueling your energy into the old paradigm of what abundance is all about, right? And you're giving these excuses of like, I don't have time, I can't do this, this is my issue, blah, blah. You're creating the self-sabotaging blocks within self. And now it's like, we don't have that. You need to be responsible to have that power in yourself to say, wait a minute, my passions is important, because when I light up, that allows me to show up more in the things that I need to do, like my purpose and my life and all the other human things that we have here. But if you don't light up, then people feel that energy. Like energy speaks volume, right? That's why I always tell people, like, it doesn't matter how much money you make or where you're at in your life or how much money you don't make or whatever it is or who you're with or what your relationship with. Energy is volume. your energetic decisions and choices and your decision to create what passion means. So for you, some of you guys are understanding that you created this paradigm that your passions was chasing after something. And you're understanding, wait a minute, no, it's not chasing after that thing anymore because that doesn't exist. Remember when I talked about materialistic stuff? That doesn't exist. So if I don't have that, then who am I, right? And it gives us this feeling of lostness, but really what it is it's freeing yourself to find the passion you came here to explore. And that is where you get the eureka moment. That is when you're like, yes, I made it. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm meant to be. And it's a beautiful card, I feel, to really bring you into the space. We then have trust the higher forces, ancestors speaking here. Trust in the higher forces. You know, what part of you is in trust? There's a difference between trust and surrender. There's a difference between I trust my guides and surrendering to what is, right? To trust is to surrender into it. And let me give you a perfect example. Let's say if I were to say, for example, okay, I trust that my guides will bring me the money. You know, when I see the money, then I will do it. Now, if I change that to saying, I trust that my guides are going to give me that money, and then I'm in alignment of that. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't need to know it's going to happen because I already know that I'm going to do everything in my means right now with all of the abundant things that I have in my life currently in this present moment to make that energy happen. What is the difference between that? There you're waiting for the universe to give you a sign. Manifestation is co-creation, right? 8 is infinity. This 2024 is all about that. It's understanding that we're not putting ourselves in the waiting room. We're not relying, dependency, that relationship. If you're a dependent person in relationships based on shadows that you've had, that's what's going to impact your manifestation. That's what's going to impact your choices in life. If you're avoidant, you're going to avoid spirit when they don't give you the answers you want. You're just going to get off the face of the earth and then apologize and come out of the rocks and say, oh, but sorry, I was going through a hard time. Just bypass the whole world, avoid everyone, right? So this is going to share this shadow of like, what is the true definition of trusting higher power, trusting consciousness, trusting ancestors, trusting guides, trusting the light beings coming and moving here to support us, our neighbors, our allies. Because it's not, we can't do it alone. And for you, again, to think you can do it alone, it is so ignorant for us to think that way. Maybe that's a humblingness that we all need to hear, right? Remember that we have this deep power, and if each of us were to activate that within us, that would benefit you as much as it benefits other people, right? That's the biggest thing I tell my students. I'm like, hey guys, like, I want you to go out there and do tenfolds, because together, that is the power. Right? That is the true power of leadership. It's a group. It's not one person. It's not a guru. It's not a teacher. It's a group of people upliving into that abundance and essence. Because if one person's suffering, you are suffering. And I don't say this as for you to hold it. There's a difference between witnessing and being aware of that and holding it and making it, feeling guilty, feeling shame, and closing off. Right? If one person's sick, then that's a lot of things that the indigenous believe. And I truly do see that. If we were to be that much more empathic and really use our empathy to our best advantage and say, hey, okay, I'm seeing that this is happening, right? Okay, that's something that I need to be aware of. How is that connected to me? If it's coming in your field, there is a connection. There is something to be aware of. But when we just ignore and we focus on ourselves, and we go at home and we look at our bills and we do all these things and we focus on our goals and our New Year's resolutions and our me. Remember, what did I share about that? It shifts over from the collective consciousness and what we're meant to see. So 2024 is the prediction of community, unity, abundance, impact, uplifting everything beyond, removing old paradigms around finances, structural institutions of finances will change, right? The people will rise, the community will rise, the aliens will come, they will let us see them. It's already happening. Whether you believe it or not, they're here. And I will share more about that and light beings and everything. There's a lot I want to share, but I wanted to keep a quick video to share what to expect for 2024. Let me know down below if you have any questions, if there's anything that you have noticed in your themes. Check out your life path number of last year in 2024 to see how this all resonates with you in this video. And I suggest you rewatching this because there's a lot that I covered, and every time you watch it, you might pick something else. You may be open to something else because this alone is a transmission of healing. So, you know, use this to your advantage. I want to see you absorb this and to be able to create this year intentionally. Be intentional. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down below what resonated with you, what came through for you, maybe some of your eureka moments. I love to read your comments. I do read every single comment, so please do share. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share with a friend this video. You know, I think it will really impact other people's lives to hear the truth of what is. And that is my intention on this channel, is to share truth and to ignite something within you through the voice activated through this screen that we have here together. So if you'd like to connect more and go deeper with me, I have plant medicine retreats, one-on-one healings, as well as trainings. You can go to my website, explore it, let your heart lead you into where you're meant to go, as well as courses too. So check it all out. Link is down below. And I hope you have a beautiful 2024.